Welcome back to another video. This one, I'm a bit nervous about. I've got a parcel in. I do believe this is for the personal collection. I have managed to treat myself, and the box has arrived very damaged. Doesn't feel like there's much padding in there either, so yeah, I'm definitely a bit nervous. Also, to show off Shannon's mail call. She'd like me to show it off. I'd like to show it off. It's really cool. She's been after this for a considerable amount of time. Unfortunately, she's not here to be able to do an unboxing with me. She's work all day and all weekend. So she opened it, and I'm just going to show it off to you. And with recent events in regards to a grail she was after, so I think I might have teased in the previous video, but she was actually getting metallic 626 stitch with the Loungefly bag, and we were really looking forward to that. She got it for a reasonable price, a really good price, and unfortunately I think a couple of weeks passed and no dispatch, nothing had been sent out. Chased out with eBay. eBay couldn't get anything from the seller, so she ended up with a refund, which is a bit disappointing. She's a bit disheartened, and I think it's put her off getting another one for now. But with this one, she'd been waiting for a friend to get it in. A friend had won it as a prize, I think, and she had purchased it from him, and it just arrived today and lifted her spirits a little bit. She's really chuffed with it. So here we have the 3-litre Baymax soda. There he is, and pop them open. Pops open at the bottom for those who didn't know. A bit awkward to get into. There we go. Make sure he's the right way around. It's hard to tell. There we go. A little reveal for you. There he is. There he is. And if you've never seen a 3-litre sodas, that's how they all come in a rather large bottle. And there he is there. Just a common, but you've seen previous videos, you all know Shannon is a big fan of Baymax, and Big Hero 6, she has a big display off to the right of me there. I believe I've shown it in a previous video, so this will go lovely with that. And here we have the common pog. There you go. 1 in 4,200 is that? Very cool, very cool. He's wicked. I like it. I enjoy the movie. I think the movie is absolutely brilliant. Let's just pop him away safely. And she's got a couple more of the pops to get, like 3 or 4 I do believe. She's still looking for the new one with the butterfly, and then there's a chase version which seems to be silly price at the minute. The chase is diamond edition I do believe, and then she's after the normal 111 Baymax glow version, and there's another version of that which I can't remember. I think I've seen a Japanese box version of it, but it's a black box as opposed to a normal white box, and I think it was a Disney Store exclusive if I'm not mistaken. But I've seen 2 different variations of it. They're sort of like a black and white box. The pop logo is actually black and white as well, or grey and white. It's odd. But that doesn't come up very often for sale. If you look into that sort of thing with the pop directory, they value it at like 12, but they haven't had a valuation in like 3 years. So yeah, I know it's pricey when it does come about, but not too many left to get. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Oh, of course, the chase soda. She needs the chase soda as well, and there's loads of Loungefly, I'm pretty sure, and there's a couple of things I've got my eye on. I won't give away in this video, But yeah, there's a couple of little other Baymax things I've seen about and I wouldn't mind getting for her. So here we have my parcel, my delivery, and as you can probably see, it's been bashed about a fair bit, and it doesn't seem like there's too much padding. There might be a little bit, I can sort of hear it there, but I'm not very hopeful. And now damaged pops don't bother me too much. I do have damaged pops in my collection, but you know, it's disheartening when sellers don't package well. But I'm sure it will not be the end of the world, so long as they're not like flattened, then I'm not too fussed. I can deal with, you know, a couple of creases, even a couple of dents. It's no big deal. You know, the Spy personal collection is just for me, it's for no one else. If it's damaged, it's damaged. Like, you know, a couple of my earlier pops, I have damage on those. I don't know whether I caused those over the years, or whether they were like that when I bought them and I just wasn't paying attention. I mean, that was like 7 years ago, so do you know what I mean? I'm not really a stickler for damage. I'm not really bothered. It has plenty of tape on it, so bear with me while I get it all cut. Ah, there we go. Even better. Oof, yeah, not much padding in there at all. I'll give it away straight away because you'll be able to see the labels. Common Ren Stimpy there. It's got a little bit of padding, a little bit of air pockets, and a tiny bit of paper. But hopefully they've survived somewhat. It does look like there's a couple of creases, which isn't you know, that bad. But we'll see. We'll have a little look, and I'll compare it to the pictures I got from the seller. And we'll see, but you know, I'm not, like I say, I'm not too bothered yet. See, yeah, I should be able to get that on camera. Let's have a little play around with the light. There's quite a large crease there on Ren, and on the back it's a little one there, but it's not horrendous. It's not enough, you know, to warrant getting my money back or anything. There's a bit there. But I will tell them, I will notify them, you know, you might need to package pops better because they have arrived damaged. They were sent with Royal Mail. Royal Mail aren't too bad, you know, not as bad as some couriers, but I've had issues with them. Not everyone has, but I have, and that's why I don't tend to use them. Here we have Stimpy, really cool. He is a bit creased. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but yeah, he's a bit creased, a bit bowed outwards. Tiny crease there. Again, nothing too sinister. I'm not really that bothered. Personal collection, I'm not fussed. There we have Ren and Stimpy. Very cool, very cool. And I think in a previous video I said I've got a cartoon duo on the way. This is who I meant, of course, Ren Stimpy. A bit of a controversial cartoon. I mean, when I was a kid, and as most of us, when we were kids, we didn't really understand it to the full extent, and you know, it didn't really faze us. But it's quite graphic in many ways, and it's quite explicit. It's very rude, but from what I've seen in videos and stuff like that, the creator of the cartoon was, let's say, a bit of a maniac. It was quite literally a bit insane. From what I've heard, he was a bit of a psycho. So it sort of, you know, shows in the cartoon. But I did say that I need chases to complete this set, but I'm completely forgetting that after how many years? When did these come out? 2016 I think these come out. So after what, 7 years? I can't remember when that one came out, but Powdered Toast Man was released like a year or two ago. So you know, between 5 and 7 years, like, to bring out another one from the set, and I'd completely forgotten about him, to be honest, for a moment. I don't seem to see him pop up very often. I've found him on eBay, and I think he was about £30, which isn't like horrendous, but for a pop that's pretty much just come out, I was quite surprised. It's one of them things. Some pops come out and skyrocket insanely straight away, and then their their values die down a little bit. But one of them things. I think the chase versions of each, they're a bit discoloured. I think they might be grey, black and grey, or grey and white, something like that. And then they've got like spots all over them. And I can't remember that episode off the top of my head. Maybe I'll have to look for it. But yeah, Ren and Stimpy, and they're wicked. They're absolutely wicked. There's a cartoon you go back to now and you think, oh my god, I watched that as a kid. They got away with that. Do you know what I mean? But you see that with a lot of cartoons as well. A lot of cartoons these days are very, very, very tame. And cartoons from when we were a kid, if you don't know, go back and like watch some of them. A bit harder to get hold of, if you get them on DVD or find them online, I suppose. But I think YouTube has like clips, and I know YouTube has videos of cartoons that have adult themes and we didn't realise, and stuff like this. If you look hard enough onto YouTube, you'll find cartoons from when we were a kid. Like it's an episode of Ren and Stimpy where I can't remember which way round it is. I think Stimpy is like bent over, and he has a plank of wood strapped to his back. And then Ren comes over with a strap around his waist, like a belt, and attached to that is a saw, and he's sort of thrusting through the wood on Stimpy's back, and they're making all kinds of groans and moans. And then when he's finally cut through, and they sigh of relief and all this, and it's so funny. I think there's another moment where they sort of jump in bed together and rustle around, and I think there might have been, if I'm remembering the cartoon correctly, and I'm not mistaking it for another cartoon, I think there's a skinny dipping episode as well. Some of the scenes are quite graphic. It's quite relatable to that of Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons, in the sense that it's a graphic. There's like close-ups of things. I think SpongeBob does that as well, like close-ups of really gross things like toenails and stuff like that. Ren and Stimpy was notorious for doing stuff like that, close-ups of that sort of thing. The peeling off of skin and all this sort of thing, and like being mauled by a dog and all this kind of stuff. It's really, really quite sinister, but it's brilliant. And I think as adults now, sort of us kids that grew up with that, I think as adults now, we appreciate it more. It's that much more funny, and it's that much more funny because we didn't realise what we were watching when we were children, and it is absolutely hilarious. And there was also some sus stuff going on in like the likes of Scooby-Doo and things like that. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think there's an episode or two where Daphne says, "Oh, we'll split up, and Velma, you and Shaggy go this way and whatever you," and she's gonna go to the basement or something, and then Fred's like, "Daphne," and she goes, "Oh, me and Fred will go to the basement." It's a bit sus, but yeah, there's a lot of that going around. If you look for it, it's hilarious to watch, absolutely hilarious. If you've never seen Ren and Stimpy, you're in for a shock, I believe in me. Hopefully soon I can get my hands on the chasers, maybe grab Powder Toast Man, that would be really cool as well. I've said in previous videos I've got my eye on a few things. If I can free up funds from some of the stuff I no longer want, you may see some pops disappear soon if I can get a sale in, and then I'll put that back into my personal collection, because I never do that. If I take from my collection, I've always stuck it on site, help the business out and keep that ball rolling, and I lose out. My collection has dwindled so much over the years, and it's all gone onto the website or into the group or whatever, and I've never really benefited from that. I'll pick up the odd cheap one here and there, and those I actually got for a fantastic price. I think, I can't be sure which one is valued at what. They tend to go for about 20, 25, I think even 30 sometimes, £30 each. This like between 20 and £30 each, and I managed to bag these for £20 plus postage, and I was stoked. As I say, damage, I'm not that bothered. It doesn't bother me, but I will, you know, let the seller know. You might want to package your pops a bit better, because that was horrendous, as you saw. Like a tiny bit of tissue paper and an air bubble. That's horrendous packaging. If you've seen my videos, you've seen my short videos, if you've ordered from me, you know I swear by packaging my pops perfectly. Always use protection. You always get pop protectors. Always double boxed, always plenty bubbles or packing paper. Do you know what I mean? Always, always, always. I swear by it. Even if it's damaged, even if it's out of box. I mean, I've just sent off an out of box Green Goblin, the glitter glow on the glider. You might see a video of that soon, or it may have already gone up. And I have, as you would have seen, my custom made sort of boxes, sort of size boxes. I have some for out of box pops as well. They're just ever so slightly smaller than the other ones, so they'll fit a boxed pop. And I pack them up really well. I have little bubble wrap bags they go in, and then I get one box, and then I get packing paper or bubble wrap on that little box, and then they get boxed again. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've really got to, especially when you're a business and you know you're sending out stuff like that. I've seen something in my group recently. One of our group members, a good friend, had ordered a pop from Amazon, and if you've ever ordered from Amazon, you'll know they're absolutely hilarious with their packaging. Like, they'll send you with anything, it doesn't have to be pops, you know what I mean, but they'll send out a big box and the item's like this big and no packaging inside, no padding, no nothing, and it's horrendous, but it is quite hilarious. But this, although it was funny in one hand, it was horrendous in the other hand. And you think, what the hell were they thinking? They sent them out a pop and they just slapped the label on the back and shipped it out. That was it. It wasn't wrapped in anything, it wasn't in a box. They quite literally put the label on the box. And a lot of companies, you'll find, don't count the box as, you know, part of the product, as so long as the contents inside the box is okay. So anyone that collects in box, go to a company like that, you're pretty much screwed. You're gonna get a damaged pop. But to stick a label just on the back of the pop is horrendous. That is awful customer service. You never get anything like that with Biddy Collectibles. Reassure you on that one. No way. Just, I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When I saw it, I was like, that is not real. But yeah, that's just how they sent it. But I'm love you and leave you guys. That's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.